just want to start off with some team news. Going through a few of the players. How's Sir Yates to start with?
Yeah, still recovering. We'll give him every chance to be available for tomorrow night. But yeah, I haven't decided on that one yet. Apart from that, we're as we were before the Wolves game. Obviously, a couple of lads returned, and it was great to get them back on the pitch. And yeah, we've got a few boys back from. We've been out injured for a little while now. Obviously, we've picked up a few in recent weeks as well. But yeah, it's a mixed bag in terms of availability. But we plan accordingly.
So you're not expecting IU or Scarpa to be back, or Ryan Yates?
We'll see. We'll give everybody a chance. Yates, I can confirm, will definitely not be available with his shoulder injury. But the other guys we haven't ruled in or out yet. We'll see how the land lies tomorrow.
Thank you, Steve. And then looking ahead to the Leeds game,
yeah,
I know we've spoken a lot about the away form, and I don't want to ask you directly about the away form, but I wonder whatever you can do tactically. Do you think there's any sort of mental block for the players now when they go on their travels?
So you are asking me about the away. Yeah, and that's fine. You know, like I said, I've said before the last game, we've got there'll be a lot of negative things said about our away form, and we have to accept them comments because the form is what it is, and we can't hide away from that. And I said before the last away game that we've got to own it and try and do something about it, and we still have that mindset. So we can still do something about it, and that's our intention. You know, and it's going to be a big game tomorrow against Leeds, of course. Great game, under the lights, Elland Road. Similar to us, really good atmosphere, and it's a great occasion to go and try and win a football match. And then obviously, with it being away from home, and if we manage to get a positive result, then obviously that would be great in a number of ways. But what we have to do is not ignore the fact that the away form is what it is. Like I said, to take responsibility to try and put it right, and that only starts with the next game.
And how big does the Leeds game feel with where the two teams are at in the table?
Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, of course, it's a big game, and it's the game obviously that was rearranged from the postponement earlier on in the season. So it's a game in hand, if you like, for both of us. And both teams will be doing everything to win the game. But they're all going to be big now, from now until the end of the season. Last Saturday was big. The game after tomorrow will be big, and so on. But tomorrow, yeah, it's like I already said, it's a great game to look forward to. We understand the timing of the season and league positions and all the context that adds around the importance of the game and being away from home. But we've really got to relish the challenge. We've got to really back ourselves, believe in ourselves more than ever. We were frustrated with only picking up the result, the draw on the weekend, and I think that's added to motivation as well. So we're really committed and focused to getting the right result tomorrow.
If you don't mind me asking, two managers have lost their jobs this weekend, Brendan Rodgers and Graham Potter. What was your reaction to those?
Well, it's always sad to see managers lose their job. And obviously, Brendan was with Leicester's arrival at Forest, but I have a lot of respect for him and Graham. I know Brendan a lot more than Graham, but we wish them both well. They're both obviously more than proven as managers, and I'm sure they'll come back stronger. But yeah, it's never a nice thing to see, and makes you realise that make the most of the job that you're in, because you're in the spotlight, and give everything that you can.
And just finally from me, the stat that 12 managers have lost their job this season, record for the Premier League. I mean, does that show just how tight the Premier League has been top to bottom this season? Or?
Well, I guess so. That's not a good thing for managers. It's not a good thing to hear. I wasn't aware of that. Yeah, we know that it's a results industry, and you have to try and do your best to win as many games as you can and pick up the right amount of points. We're all in the same boat, whatever league we work in, and we're all committed to doing that. So, but we're all trying our best. We're all trying to reach objectives set by the club, and what we think we can do with the team, and all giving it our best shot.
Thank you, Steve. Good
Thank you.
Steve Hyatt.
How are you?
Yeah, all right, thank you. Shame it's not outside in the sun, but
Yeah.
we'll cope. You beat Leeds in February. How do you assess them now?
Different.
And what did you learn from
Yeah.
that?
Well, obviously they changed the manager since. Obviously still the same squad more or less. So a lot of change really, and a lot of games has been played, and obviously we're further in the season, and we've already talked about you know coming close to the run-in now. If maybe that we'd already started that, so the context is different around the game. Obviously we're away, they're home, so can't really compare the two games. What I do know is that as always we will follow the process of analysing and putting a game plan together that we can think can serve us well on the night. But the main part of that is what we do, and like I said, we were disappointed with the result on the weekend, but we did feel like we played well enough to win, which is where a lot of the frustration comes from. Created the chances in the game, or the real chances in the game. Should have scored more than one, made changes and continued to create even better chances after the changes, which was pleasing to see players come off the bench and continue. And then felt a little bit unlucky, unfortunate with the goal that we conceded. So we definitely want to try at least replicate that performance, but with the idea of keeping a clean sheet and scoring more goals. But easier said than done, and completely different game, but one that we're really looking forward to.
This season very different to last, a very different challenge that you're facing.
Yeah.
What different qualities are you finding from the squad, from yourself, in this different situation?
Honestly, you cannot compare the two, and the more local guys in the room will tell you it's a completely different situation. Not just that we of the league we play in, it's a completely different squad, and circumstances around that are from chalk to cheese, if you like. So you can't compare. All we've got to do is focus on the present. We've got to try and look forward, and that's what we're doing. Game by game, believing in our work, believing in our way, being as together as we can all throughout the club. That's going to be a real key aspect of succeeding this year, is making sure that we're strong as a group and a culture, which I believe is. We played at home on the weekend. Atmosphere was as good as it could be. And we're grateful to that with the supporters, and we're trying to replicate that same atmosphere day in, day out here at the training ground. And like I say, I see a real motivated and focused group in terms of wanting to achieve this year. A little bit of feeling from Saturday's game, and like I said, knowing that we can do good things this year. So, but it's always about the next game.
And as you try and get a foothold in this league, I guess you have to be pragmatic. You may not necessarily be playing the way you'd really like to play, because you've got to get those points, and sometimes you have to compromise a bit.
Yeah, well, it's always about winning games, but you have to do it with a plan. You have to do it with an identity and a style, and I believe you have to do it with some consistencies as well, which has been obviously a challenge this year because of the change around in squad, and then, not that I like to talk about it, but the injuries, which has made us sort of reset at times. So yeah, you do have to have a way of playing, and we're very much committing to that. And then the more you do it, hopefully the better you become it, and gives you the best chance of winning games, which is, as I said, the most important thing is winning games. So, and running parallel to that, I repeat, is culture, is togetherness, is belief. Belief's a massive part in this time of the season, and these are all the things that we're talking about openly with the players. The players are talking the same, to staff, to each other, and like I said, the togetherness in the group is exactly as I want it. Really, really committed to achieving, while knowing we've got to deliver.
And bits of hysteria at this time of year. We're seeing managers lose their jobs. People perhaps panic. Would your message be, don't panic, keep your heads?
To the players?
To everybody.
No, I just do my job every day. There's always sort of sideshows running alongside what is the most important, and that's turning up every day and doing the job to the best of your ability. It's not even turning up. You never switch off. You know, even when you go home, you're thinking about work, and I'm completely obsessed with doing my best and trying to be at my best. And in the end, that's see how far it takes you, like every other manager and every other player. So no, I don't get too caught up in what might be said. It's counterproductive, in my opinion. If you're thinking about stuff like that, then you're not thinking about the team. You're not thinking about the next training session, the next game. And if I'm not doing that, I'm not at my best, and I don't think I'm doing my job properly. So I've had 3 or 4 years now as a manager is enough experience for me to train myself just to focus on the importance of doing your job, and that's your everyday work with the players and the staff, and everything else outside of that is something that I don't pay much attention to.